Imagine oceans rising silently, while glaciers disappear before our very eyes forever. Have you ever wondered what happens when frozen giants of Earth begin melting? This hidden process is quietly reshaping entire planet more than most people realize. Scientists warn that oceans are responding faster than anyone had predicted before. Every melting glacier contributes fresh water that changes ocean balance and circulation patterns. But the real danger goes far beyond simple sea level rise alone. Deep ocean currents depend on stable temperatures and salinity from glaciers melting. Without this balance, weather patterns across continents begin to shift dramatically quickly. Entire ecosystems in oceans depend on cold water stability from ice melting glaciers. When that stability breaks, marine life begins facing unexpected survival challenges rapidly. This chain reaction is already visible in multiple regions around world today. Polar ice loss is accelerating faster than climate models originally suggested now. As glaciers retreat, they expose darker ocean surfaces that absorb heat rapidly. This absorption further speeds up global warming and ice melting cycles significantly. Many coastal cities are now preparing for rising sea levels urgently ahead. Yet few people understand the full global impact of glacier melting process. The effects reach far beyond polar regions into everyday human life globally. Scientists describe this as one of the most urgent climate signals today. Ocean chemistry is also changing as freshwater input increases rapidly around the globe. This shift affects fish migration, food chains, and biodiversity balance significantly worldwide. Ice melt from Greenland alone can raise global sea levels dramatically over time. Antarctic glaciers hold enough water to reshape entire coastlines worldwide if fully melted. Rising oceans threaten infrastructure, homes, and millions of livelihoods globally everywhere today. The changes are not future risks, but already happening realities right now. Communities near coasts are experiencing flooding more frequently each year, now increasing. Even small temperature increases trigger massive ice sheet instability effects globally today. Glaciers act as Earth's natural climate regulators over long periods of time. Their disappearance disrupts balance that has existed for thousands of years naturally. This transformation is one of the fastest environmental shifts ever recorded scientifically. Ocean temperatures are rising due to reduced ice reflectivity effect globally today. Scientists monitor glacier loss using satellites and advanced ocean sensors continuously worldwide. Data shows acceleration of melting rates over the last decade rapidly increasing. This acceleration raises urgent questions about Earth's climate future stability globally now. Melting glaciers also release trapped gases affecting ocean chemistry balance significantly worldwide. These changes ripple through ecosystems like dominoes falling in sequence rapidly today. Marine species are forced to migrate toward colder water zones north globally. This migration disrupts fishing industries and global food security systems significantly today. Entire coastal economies depend on stable sea levels, remaining constant globally today. When glaciers vanish, ocean salinity patterns become unpredictable, quickly affecting ecosystems worldwide. Researchers fear tipping points could trigger irreversible ocean changes soon globally now. Even slight glacier reduction can alter global sea circulation patterns significantly today. This process connects polar regions with equatorial climate systems globally affecting now. Weather extremes increase as ocean energy distribution becomes unstable rapidly worldwide today. Flood risks rise not only near coasts, but inland regions also globally. Glacier melt contributes significantly to long-term sea level rise worldwide now today. The emotional impact on affected communities is often overlooked globally today now. Families are losing homes due to rising water levels rapidly worldwide today. Insurance systems struggle to keep up with climate damage globally now today. This crisis is not distant but unfolding in real time globally today. Scientific urgency grows as polar ice continues disappearing rapidly worldwide now today. The ocean silently records every change happening in frozen regions globally today. Each melting glacier sends signals through complex ocean systems worldwide now today. These signals are reshaping Earth's environmental stability more than expected globally today. Ocean currents act like Earth's hidden climate control system globally now today. Disrupting this system has consequences far beyond polar regions worldwide now today. The future of OCE. To understand oceans today, we must first travel to melting polar glaciers. In Greenland, massive ice sheets are breaking apart faster than ever before. Entire chunks of ice crash into the sea with thunder-like roaring sounds. Locals describe these moments as watching Earth slowly rewrite its own future. Each falling glacier sends billions of tons of fresh water into surrounding oceans. This sudden freshwater input disrupts ocean density in ways scientists closely monitor. Normally, saltwater and temperature differences keep ocean currents moving smoothly worldwide. But melting glaciers dilute this balance, weakening deep ocean circulation systems globally. Fishermen in Arctic regions already notice changes in fish locations and behavior. Species that once thrived in cold waters are now migrating unpredictably away. This shift forces fishing communities to travel farther for smaller catches daily. In Antarctica, similar changes are unfolding beneath massive floating ice shelves. Scientists drilling ice cores find evidence of rapid historical warming cycles inside. These records reveal Earth has never warmed this quickly in recorded history. Coastal cities like Miami and Jakarta already face recurring flooding problems regularly. Streets that were once dry now flood even during normal high tides. Residents are forced to build barriers just to protect daily life stability. In Venice, historic canals overflow more frequently due to rising sea levels. This is not a future prediction, but a present-day reality unfolding now. Ocean water creeping inland slowly erases boundaries between land and sea globally. Saltwater intrusion damages farmland, contaminating freshwater sources used for agriculture production. Farmers report declining crop yields due to changing soil salinity levels rapidly. Entire ecosystems collapse when freshwater habitats become salty marine environments suddenly. Coral reefs suffer bleaching events caused by rising ocean temperatures worldwide today. These reefs are essential breeding grounds for thousands of marine species globally. Without them, ocean biodiversity begins to shrink at alarming rates over time. Scientists studying ocean currents observe weakening of the Atlantic conveyor belt system. This system helps regulate climate across Europe and North America significantly. If it slows further, winters could become colder in some regions unexpectedly. Meanwhile, other regions might experience extreme heat and drought simultaneously worldwide. The melting glaciers are essentially rewriting Earth's climate instructions silently underwater. Submarine ecosystems respond first, long before humans notice visible environmental changes. Plankton populations shift dramatically as water temperature gradients change rapidly globally. These tiny organisms form the foundation of the entire ocean food chain. When plankton decline, fish populations and marine mammals suffer immediate consequences. Scientists use underwater robots to track these invisible but critical changes daily. Data shows ocean acidity is also increasing due to glacier-driven dilution. This affects shell-forming organisms like oysters, crabs, and coral species severely. Entire fisheries face collapse risks if trends continue without intervention globally. Coastal economies depending on seafood exports begin experiencing financial instability now. In Alaska, indigenous communities report thinning ice affecting traditional hunting practices. Cultural traditions tied to frozen landscapes are disappearing along with glaciers. Elder generations describe landscapes that younger people will never fully experience. This creates emotional loss beyond physical environmental damage happening worldwide today. Scientists warn that once certain ice thresholds are crossed, recovery becomes impossible. These thresholds act like invisible tipping points in Earth's climate system. Once triggered, changes continue even if emissions are reduced dramatically later. This is why glacier monitoring is considered critical for global survival planning. Satellite imagery shows dramatic ice retreat patterns accelerating year by year now. Some glaciers are shrinking several meters each month in visible measurements. These losses accumulate into massive sea level contributions over decades ahead. Every millimeter of sea rise affects millions of people worldwide directly. The ocean is silently absorbing the consequences of industrial human activity. What we see as distant ice is actually controlling our daily weather. Storm patterns intensify when ocean temperature balance becomes unstable globally today. Hurricanes gain strength from warmer waters fueled by melting ice processes. This connection links polar ice loss to tropical storm devastation. Most people think melting glaciers only raise sea levels slowly over time. But the real transformation begins deep inside oceans where no one looks. Beneath the surface, something unexpected is quietly changing Earth's entire climate system. Scientists discovered that fresh water from glaciers alters deep ocean heat storage patterns. This means oceans are not just rising, but actively reshaping energy distribution. The twist is that oceans themselves are becoming climate regulators differently now. Instead of stabilizing temperature, they are amplifying extremes across the planet. Cold currents weaken while warm currents spread farther than ever before observed. This hidden imbalance is accelerating weather chaos worldwide more than predicted models. Even storms are now carrying signatures of polar ice melt effects globally. Researchers found hurricane intensity increases linked directly to glacier-driven ocean shifts. This connection was once considered too small to influence major weather systems, but new satellite data completely changed that understanding in recent years rapidly. Oceans are absorbing heat differently because of freshwater layering at surface levels. This layering prevents proper heat mixing across deep and shallow waters globally. As a result, surface temperatures rise faster than deeper ocean layers below. This creates a thermal imbalance that fuels unpredictable climate reactions worldwide now. Fish populations are also reacting to these hidden underwater temperature changes rapidly. Species are diving deeper or moving poleward in search of stability. Entire marine migration maps are being redrawn silently beneath ocean waves. The twist deepens when scientists realize glaciers control ocean oxygen distribution also. Freshwater influx reduces oxygen circulation in deeper ocean zones significantly over time. This creates dead zones, where marine life cannot survive anymore globally. These zones are expanding faster than previously recorded in scientific history. Coral reefs are now facing combined threats of heat and oxygen loss. This double stress accelerates reef collapse more than single-factor climate change alone. The ocean is no longer acting as Earth's stable climate buffer system. Instead, it is becoming an active driver of environmental instability globally now. Another shocking discovery is how glacier melt affects global carbon storage cycles. Warmer oceans release stored carbon back into atmosphere faster than expected previously. This feedback loop intensifies global warming beyond original scientific projections significantly. It creates a cycle where melting causes more warming, causing more melting. Scientists call this a self-reinforcing climate acceleration loop emerging rapidly worldwide. The deeper insight is that oceans are now part of climate crisis engine. They are not just victims of change, but active participants in transformation. This completely changes how climate responsibility is understood globally among experts. Even rainfall patterns are shifting due to altered ocean evaporation processes now. Monsoon systems in Asia are becoming more unpredictable and extreme each year. Farmers, depending on seasonal rains, face increasing uncertainty in crop planting cycles. This connects glacier melt in polar regions to food security worldwide directly. The hidden system linking ice, ocean, and atmosphere is more fragile than expected. One small disruption in glaciers cascades through entire planetary climate structure. Scientists now view Earth as one interconnected fluid system, rather than separate parts. Oceans act like bloodstream carrying climate energy across global environment constantly. When glaciers melt, they inject instability directly into this global circulation system. This instability spreads silently before visible consequences appear in daily life. The most surprising finding is speed of this hidden transformation accelerating now. Changes once expected over centuries are now happening within decades only. This compresses Earth's natural adaptation timeline dangerously beyond historical precedent. Ocean models are constantly being updated as new glacier data arrives daily. Each update reveals deeper complexity in how ice controls marine systems. The twist, ultimately, is that oceans are now responding faster than humans. Human systems struggle to adapt, while ocean systems are already transforming fully. This imbalance creates urgency unlike any previous environmental challenge faced before. The deeper truth is glaciers are not just melting, they are rewriting oceans. And oceans are responding by reshaping entire planetary climate behavior silently now. What seems like ice loss is actually global system reconfiguration underway. The hidden ocean changes triggered by melting glaciers are now becoming visible globally. Cities that once felt safe from oceans are now facing constant threats. Sea levels continue rising, but the speed is no longer predictable anymore. Coastal infrastructure built decades ago is struggling against new water realities today. Roads, bridges, and ports are slowly being redesigned to survive higher seas. Engineers now plan cities with ocean rise in mind as priority factor. In some regions, entire neighborhoods are being abandoned due to repeated flooding. People are relocating inland, leaving behind homes and memories permanently behind. This mass movement of populations is becoming a silent global migration crisis. Governments are spending billions to adapt to changing coastal landscapes worldwide. Yet adaptation alone cannot fully stop rising ocean consequences from glaciers melting. The ocean itself is changing behavior in ways infrastructure cannot easily resist. Storm surges are becoming stronger and more destructive than in previous decades. Hurricanes now travel over warmer waters created by glacier-driven ocean shifts. This gives storms more energy, making them longer-lasting and more dangerous. Entire disaster patterns are shifting due to ocean temperature instability globally. Insurance companies are re-evaluating risk zones as flooding becomes increasingly frequent. Some regions are becoming economically uninsurable due to repeated climate damage events. This affects housing markets, investments, and long-term financial stability worldwide now. Agriculture near coastal zones is collapsing due to saltwater contamination spread. Freshwater wells are being slowly replaced by unusable salty underground water. This threatens food production systems that millions of people depend on daily. Fisheries are also collapsing as ocean ecosystems struggle to adapt quickly. Species extinction rates in marine environments are increasing faster than expected globally. This loss of biodiversity weakens ocean resilience against further climate changes. The ocean is no longer able to stabilize itself as before naturally. Scientists observe that warming layers are expanding deeper into ocean interiors. This affects deep sea life that was once considered stable and untouched. Even remote ocean zones are no longer immune to glacier melt effects. Carbon absorption capacity of oceans is decreasing due to temperature imbalances now. This means more carbon dioxide remains in atmosphere, accelerating global warming. The feedback loop between ice melt and warming continues to intensify further. Polar regions are now warming nearly 4 times faster than global average. This uneven warming creates extreme pressure on global climate equilibrium systems. Wildlife, such as polar bears, are losing hunting grounds rapidly every year. Ice-dependent species face survival challenges as habitats shrink dramatically worldwide. Indigenous cultures tied to ice landscapes are losing traditional ways of life. This represents not only environmental loss, but deep cultural transformation globally. Scientists warn that tipping points in ocean systems may already be near. Once crossed, these points could lock Earth into permanent climate shifts. Such shifts would continue even if all emissions stopped immediately today. This makes glacier monitoring one of the most critical scientific priorities. Satellites now track ice loss daily with increasing urgency and precision. Data reveals acceleration patterns that exceed earlier worst-case climate scenarios. Oceans are absorbing glacier melt signals faster than climate systems can adapt. This mismatch between change and adaptation is becoming dangerously wide now. Coastal defense systems are being redesigned for stronger, higher water impacts. Yet no engineering solution can fully stop global sea level rise. The ocean is effectively reshaping human geography across entire continents slowly. Future maps of Earth will look dramatically different from today's world. Some islands may disappear completely under rising ocean levels permanently. Others may become isolated due to changing coastline structures globally. The economic impact of these changes is expected to be enormous worldwide. Global supply chains relying on ports may face serious disruptions ahead. This connects polar glacier melt directly to global economic stability systems. The ocean is silently dictating future human settlement patterns across Earth. Every melting glacier contributes to rewriting global civilization boundaries slowly. Humanity is now reacting to changes already locked into motion by ice. And the final phase reveals what this means for our collective future. The ocean is not just changing Earth. At this point, the story of melting glaciers becomes a story about humanity itself. Oceans are no longer distant forces. They are shaping our daily existence directly. What happens in frozen polar regions now determines future life everywhere globally. The hidden truth is that Earth is responding to human activity as one system. Glacier melt is not isolated. It is part of a global transformation process. Every rise in sea level represents a shift in planetary balance systems. The ocean is recording every mistake and every delay in climate response action. This is why scientists emphasize urgency more strongly than ever before today. Because the changes already underway cannot simply be reversed quickly anymore now. However, understanding this system gives us power to influence future outcomes. Awareness is the first step toward meaningful environmental responsibility and action globally. Individuals often underestimate how their choices connect to ocean climate systems. Energy consumption, waste, and emissions all eventually reach oceans indirectly worldwide. The glaciers respond to warming, and oceans respond to glaciers simultaneously. This chain reaction is now fully active and accelerating across Earth systems. But the future is not completely fixed or beyond human influence yet. Collective action can still slow down the speed of glacier loss significantly. Policy changes, innovation, and awareness can reshape environmental trajectories over time. Renewable energy adoption reduces pressure on warming systems driving ice melt. Restoring balance requires global cooperation across nations and industries working together. Coastal planning must integrate climate science into every development decision now. Education plays a crucial role in helping societies understand ocean changes. When people understand consequences, they begin to make better environmental choices. The ocean does not forget, but it can still respond to change. Glacier preservation efforts are becoming more important than ever in history. Protecting polar regions helps stabilize global ocean systems for future generations. Every fraction of reduced warming slows the chain reaction significantly over time. Science gives us tools, but action determines their effectiveness in reality. The question is no longer whether change is happening, but how fast. Humanity now stands at a critical intersection of decision and consequence globally. Future generations will judge how we responded to this ocean transformation. The glaciers we lose today reshape oceans our children will inherit tomorrow. This makes climate responsibility not optional, but essential for survival. Oceans are both warning us and reflecting our global environmental choices clearly. What seems like distant ice melt is actually a mirror of human behavior. The deeper message is that Earth systems are interconnected beyond simple understanding. No region is truly isolated from effects of melting glaciers anymore. Even small changes can ripple across oceans into global consequences rapidly. But awareness transforms fear into action when guided by knowledge correctly. Every individual has a role in shaping environmental outcomes collectively worldwide. Small efforts combined create large-scale environmental impact over time significantly. Reducing emissions helps slow down glacier loss and ocean transformation processes. Supporting climate research helps us better understand these hidden systems deeply. The ocean is not an enemy, but a system in distress. It reflects imbalance created over centuries of industrial development globally now. Restoring balance means working with nature rather than against it always. The melting glaciers are a signal, not just a scientific measurement alone. They are Earth's way of communicating urgency to all living beings. Listening to that signal is the first step toward meaningful change. The future of oceans depends on decisions being made right now. Time is not infinite, but action still holds power today strongly. Humanity still has the ability to influence Earth's next chapter significantly, but that influence depends on collective awareness and responsibility together globally. The ocean is changing, but so can human direction and choices. Every action today shapes the stability of tomorrow's ocean systems worldwide. This is not just environmental science, it is human survival knowledge. Understanding glaciers and oceans means understanding the future of civilization itself. The story does not end here. It continues with every decision made. And the final truth is that we are part of this ocean system. What we choose next will define the planet for generations to come.